and welcome to today's lesson. Today's lesson is about when to use the gerund or the noun. We often talk about when to use the gerund or the infinitive, but rarely do we talk about when to use the gerund or the noun. Let me give you a few examples. Thinking is the gerund, or the noun is thought. Another example, selling is the gerund, or sale is the noun. And the last example comes to us from a student and is the reason for this lesson. Investing or investment. So we're looking at how to decide which of these you should use in a sentence. We're going to start by just looking at the gerund. The gerund is formed by putting an ing at the end, and the gerund focuses on action or process. Action or process. Let me give you a few rules that we can use when we're looking at the gerund. No article. So we don't use the, or an. We have another verb. Usually that verb would be something like do, make, a verb to be. So another verb kind of similar to this. So how do you decide which is correct? Let me give you a couple example sentences. We're going to start with thinking. To decide, to change, jobs, okay, so to decide to change jobs, you need to do some deep thinking. So here we're using the gerund, deep thinking. Now, why would we use it in this case? Let's take a look. It focuses on the action. Focuses on the action. There's no article. And we have one of those helper verbs. Here we have to do some deep thinking. So in this case, we're going to use the gerund because of these three things. Let's take a look at when we would use the noun. Deep thought is needed to decide to change jobs. Let's take a look at this. This focuses on the idea. The idea or subject of thinking. So in this case, we're going to use the noun, thought. Deep thought is needed to decide to change jobs. Let's take a look at another example. We're going to look at sailing. The sail of the company was completed in May. Here you can see there's a couple things. We have an article. Here we have the sales, so that would be one reason we're going to use sale rather than selling. And the other one is it's the legal agreement. It's not the action. It's the legal agreement, not the action or process. The legal agreement, not the action or the process. Let's take a look at when we would use selling. Selling the company was complicated. Selling the company was complicated. So take a look. We don't have an article. No article. And what are we talking about in this sentence? We're talking about the process. The process of selling. The process and action of selling. So in this case, we're going to use the gerund. So let's take a look at our final example. Our final example, we're going to take a look at the exact example that the student gave us. And we're going to use investment. So let's take a look here. Which is correct? The investing idea which was published in the Financial Times was compelling. So the investing idea, which was published in the Financial Times, was compelling. Or should it be the investment idea? Should it be the investing or the investment? So let's take a look at what we've talked about so far. So far we've said that the gerund, investing, can't go with an article. So here we know that it can't go with an article. And are we talking about an idea or are we talking about an action or process? Well, this says investing idea, so we're talking about an idea, a theme, not the action or process. So the correct one is going to be the investment idea. The investment idea is going to be correct. Let's look at another example where we would use investing as the gerund. The Financial Times recommended investing in tech companies. So the Financial Times recommended investing in tech companies. In this case, let's take a look here. There's no article, We do have one of these helping verbs that we talked about. And the last thing is that it focuses on the action or process, not the idea. So the action or the process. So in summary, if you want to focus on the action, or if the action is more important, then you're going to use the gerund. If it's the idea, the topic, or the theme, then you're going to use the noun form. I hope this helps when making decisions while you're writing and speaking, and look forward to teaching you. Bye!